Do you play the blame game? You know what I mean. There's always somebody else that is the problem, or your childhood, or your boss, or whatever it is, your spouse. I hear that a lot. If you play the blame game, you could be blocking yourself from achieving unbelievable things in your life. You want to stop the blame game? I'm going to show you how to end the blame game and what can happen when you do that could amaze you. Come on, let's get started. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. I'm going to give you the tools to manifest anything. Today is one of them. Blame is a big problem for most of us. Why? Because it is a block. That's all it is. Blame is a block. It's a huge boulder in the room that says somebody else is in charge of me. Somebody else is to blame for what has or has not happened in my life that I don't desire. But blame is something completely different in the world of, let's just say, the higher frequencies. Blame is actually not seeing the things that you've been given as an opportunity for massive change. Now, I'm not saying that these are things that should be torturous for you. If somebody else did it, that's okay. It's not okay. It's what we're trying to move past, but it is part of our journey. When we blame, we see a barrier to our own empowerment. So let me talk to you about this. I get this frequently, so if I talk about this and you think it's you, it could be, but it's you and about dozens of other people that write me about this identical problem. Women, primarily women, I've never had a guy write about this. Women write me and tell me that they have a negative spouse, an abusive spouse, and that they're not leaving. Why? Because they can't take care of themselves. And they tell me that they've sacrificed and they raised the kids, and all these things have happened along the way, even though the abuse or the negative relationship continued on. So we have made a decision. Remember, everything's a decision that you make. I want you to remember that. You are always making decisions, and every time you make a decision, you shift into a different reality. Your life completely changes. I mean, if you take the chocolate ice cream over the vanilla, you are now in a completely different reality, even though not a lot might change, but something happened within that choice that now shifted you. This is why I tell you why law of attraction doesn't work as a term. Everything's the same thing. You can say law of attraction, quantum physics, you can say anything you want. We're just manifesting, right? We don't need to name what that is or know what it is, because no one truly understands it. But we do know that we are creating everything, that we are affecting, we are entangled, and that's not a coincidence. Nothing's a coincidence, right? So when you make a decision within that relationship or whatever you're in, if it's a job or even with money, every choice you've made has not been you attracting something. It's you going into that reality and not doing what it takes to go into the reality where you're abundant, to go into the reality where you're with a healthy relationship, or the reality where you can leave because you can take care of yourself, because this person right here is not getting the skills to take care of themselves. They're saying they have a belief system that I was the caretaker of my children. I did this amazing thing. I supported him. I hear this all the time. What about you? We cannot save the world if we are screwed up ourselves, right? It starts with us, but we don't hear what we're saying half the time. There's blame constantly going on. The government, the boss, the corporations, the whatever. None of that would exist if it is not tolerated by us. Hitler could have done nothing if there was no one that supported him. Hitler wasn't the problem. It was everybody who went along with him and agreed with his very distorted philosophy about things. The same is true of everything out there. There cannot be fast food places if no one's buying it. We have to take 100% responsibility? Are you ready to do that? Because this is how we're going to change the world in the most peaceful way. We don't have to, protest or go against things, although sometimes that is, a necessary thing to make a stand. But ultimately, we have more power and more impact by creating positive things and taking care of things in a most positive way and just letting the negative fall away. So in other words, if you're in a negative relationship, you need to get out of there, especially if you're physically in a bad situation. There are places to go, and it needs to be done. Get the help. It does exist. I know it does exist. And some of you have taken that step during me talking to you and throughout a process of us discovering how you need to take care of yourself, and some amazing things have come from that. What about the job? You cannot blame your job or your boss. You can't. You could just say, this is where I was and this is what I chose. There are always options. So there's always a way for you to get out or change your situation. The person who got themselves in that job or who puts up with that kind of, let's just say, not being appreciated or being paid your value, that's a different person than the one who's going to go and make more money. So you must become the person that makes more money, and that is a choice. It's always your choice. So nobody out there does that for you. No one can make you become that new person that says, hey, thanks for, the 20 years, but here's what I'm going to go do, and you wish them well. You always want to wish them well. We're not here. You never want to go into anything with a negative anger, resentment, revengeful kind of thing. That's a lower frequency. And so the cause and effect from that is not good. The effect's not good, right? We don't want to go into that space. All right, so let's talk about this. When you blame, you're saying that you're not controlling anything, that things just happen to you. And then, so if I were to ask you, so what's happened that was out of your control? You say, well, I didn't pick my parents. Well, we start right there with my training, Breakthrough Fear. We look at that and we say, can the universe be random? No. And when you really connect to that, you have to come to the conclusion that you as energy participated in everything, because everything's entangled. Now, whatever you believe about that, I'm not here to change your mind or your religion, that's for sure. Religion, absolutely not here to change your religion. But maybe to open your mind to how powerful you are and how that situation brought opportunities. So let's talk about all the situations right now where you're blaming. Why are you blaming? If you do not take the action to become a different person that is a victim, because blame means that you're a victim. I blame this for my situation, so I'm a victim of that. It has more power than I do. That's really what you're saying. The government has more power. No, it doesn't. Who puts those people in power? Hello, all of us do. It can't remain there unless we keep, going along with it, right? And so through our, let's just say, refocus on that which is highest, these things will dissolve. And I know it sounds a little cray-cray sometimes, but when you're focused only on the solution, you are taking responsibility. You're stating to the universe, I do have that power. I can change the situation. I was supposed to learn something from that. Maybe you've always been a victim and blaming, and it's your time, this time, to claim your power and recognize what you are. You're amazing. You can change any situation. Now, I have to remind everybody, because, we all, people write and say, I want to look like a Kardashian. So I'm like, okay, either go get surgery or come back next time as Kardashian, because you chose this body and this role. And we forget that sometimes. We don't want to be all of this. And that's not positive, because everything that you are right now is amazing. I don't care what's your situation, what you look like, what your health is. Everything is an opportunity for you to be an amazing person that doesn't blame, that is not a victim, and is a shining light, a change maker on this planet. All right, so change makers, what are change makers? They're the ones who step outside of the norm and say, this isn't how it is. Everything we do is really effed up. It really is. And when you turn on the TV, it's unbelievable how everything is programming, right down to the shows. And the commercials are insulting as hell. I mean, very rarely will you see a commercial, which I shut them down. Very rarely will you see one that treats us like intelligent people, that isn't shoving something that's really bad for us and then has a fix for that after we get sick from that. I want you to start standing on your own 2 feet and stop blaming because somebody just wrote me, you know who you are. Well, actually, you don't, because you're one of like dozens. I keep trying to do these things, but my husband, he wants all this attention. I'm saying, yeah, so where's the problem? He doesn't stop you from doing anything. Am I stopping me? Hello, yeah, McFly, you think? Right? He's not in your head. He just knows how to manipulate you, right? He's like, this works. I get sick, she comes running to me and she stops doing all this spiritual stuff. That's a lower frequency and he doesn't know any better. That's probably what he comes from. He probably has no clue what it really is or how powerful it is. You're not here to change him. And if it's time for you to leave, then I have no problem with that. My personal opinion is I don't believe we're meant to stay with people our entire lives. I think it's a rare occasion when we do that. I think most people evolve and grow, and that friends and spouses will come and go with many people, because to not switch into other frequencies or go explore things is to remain stagnant when sometimes it's just not a match anymore. I'm not condoning divorce by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I think too many people get divorces that, it was just too easy. And that's how we treat life. And then when it comes to something like that that's very serious, in a job or relationship, we'll stay in it. Why? Because we're told that's what we're supposed to do. And then we personally blame. They're doing this, they're the boss, whatever. Well, you got to throw that one out the window. You will empower yourself in ways that'll blow your mind. Blow your mind. Because the boulder in the room is gone and the door opens up and you go, whoa, okay, all those things that I could be are right here. And so a lot of people are afraid of that. They're afraid of change. It's easier to blame and say that they're stopping me, because that means you're going to have to take effort. You're going to have to make the effort for change. I get this in my internet marketing. This is a free workshop. A lot of people, they want out of their jobs, they want new lives, they want to get the skills. It teaches you skills that are amazing. You can create any kind of online business, all the support's there, everything. And I see them just backing off because it's an effort. It's an effort to be different. It's an effort to change. It's an effort to switch into that reality. And sometimes it's so different from this reality, we're uncomfortable with it. We don't know what to do. That's okay. Stick with it. Get through it. So if the question is, the alternative is to what? Stay where you are? Is that how you want to die? Do you want to look back and say, you know what? I didn't take advantage of an amazing opportunity. And that's all this is. So we get so stuck in surviving, we don't realize your life. It's all about what you're doing with your life. This whole thing's about what you do with your life. It's not about getting the kids through college and making enough. It's about none of those things. None of those things. Those things will come. That's all going to be there for you, especially if you go to a higher frequency and you go to a joyful life. What's going to happen is when you go to the things that are most important, and that is, what am I doing with my life? What am I supposed to do? And if you don't know, you keep exploring till you resonate with something. And that journey is what makes it so exciting. So if you go to this course or that event, or try this, or I'm taking dance lessons this week. I grew up as dancing my whole life and thought I'd go back to dancing. Why? I want to shake it up. I'm always expanding into new things. And you should be doing that too. Don't get stuck in that rut or the blame game, because nobody's stopping you. No one. In fact, if you say they are, I'll give you an example of something that'll blow away any story you can give me of people who've done unbelievably amazing things in the worst of circumstances. Worst of circumstances. So you can never blame somebody, I can't leave, or I'd have the kids. Or, yeah, you can. It's going to take some work, and it's going to take you claiming your power and knowing that you can accomplish anything. And that's when you reach out to the people that are equipped to help you. You know, the facilities, the organizations. Somebody said, Landria, give me $1,000 and a cell phone. I said, did you know that you can go to shelters that they'll give you a free phone? So, you know, I would be an enabler to help somebody. And I've done that. I've given people money who have not repaid me that I knew damn well when I did I shouldn't have, right? Everything else is more important all of a sudden. And that is a mentality that we cannot continue to enable, right? And so don't you be that person. Don't you be the person who's always seeking somebody outside of you or something to make it happen for you. Use the things outside yourself as tools. I give you monthly webinars at landriaonka.com. You can go down the description and look. I give you free workshops here for internet training that'll help you understand what this training is about. It's not the actual training. It's workshops that go through all of this and what, you know, why are so many people online and how are they making money? How are they changing their lives? I have Breakthrough Fear, which is an amazing course. If you use Inspiration with Landria, you get 25% off and you get it for a year. I've had people take it 2 or 3 times, and every time they said they've shifted into a new reality. You've got all the tools out there. And I'm starting my Miracle Circle monthly membership. All right, I'm going to have a founder's price of $19.97 every month, where you'll actually get weekly training on how to open up to miracles. We go into a private room on Facebook where we talk to each other, and I post information, and I host live sessions where we get together as a group and we focus on creating miracles, where people can put in their requests. So if you need to be healed for something, but I give you the training in there to help you understand that a miracle cannot be accomplished unless you receive it. Christ couldn't heal everybody because of that. It's a choice, or sometimes it's your choice, your destiny in your life, right? So we don't know what those answers are, but what we want to do is remove the obstacles so you can start receiving miracles. That person that will call you and say, I have an opportunity for you. Are you going to take it? But then you, as the no longer blame game person, is going to say yes. And you're going to step out of the box and do something amazing. So miracles can only happen when you receive them. So we want to make sure you don't have those blocks. And we do our Miracle Circle probably about twice a month, and then they'll be posted. So you can go back and watch them, and they are very effective. We're going to pick subjects, people within the circle. We're going to focus, because if you've seen the studies on this, this is powerful stuff. I mean, statistics have proven that this works. And I want to use the power of our focus, our positive intentions, to give you that boost. But you got to stop the blame game. You're ready to do that? It's so freeing. It's like, oh, that's just another student. And most of all with parents, they're just reenacting what they were exposed to or what they were told. And they think it's the best thing for you. Or they're full of anger. You know, they're coming from something else. And we keep forgetting that the people that are there in our lives creating certain situations came from something else. Energy gets pulled forward, right? Cannot be created nor destroyed. So that energy exists, and they've experienced that energy, and they're sharing it with you, and you chose to share it for whatever reason. And if it's time for you to walk from that, then it's time for you to do that. But equip yourself. No more blame. You ready? Yeah. We are ready to expand into an amazing new era, but not everybody's going to go. Some people will choose to stay in the old one where everybody's a problem, the government's an issue, we have limits, you know, this is how things work out there. There are no limits. Law of attraction's this and quantum physics is that. Who cares, really, right? They're just terms. What I want to share with you is that we can drop all that and know that you're just manifesting everything. My mobile app's coming out. It's February 2020. My mobile app is coming out at the end of the month. You're going to love it. It's free, and it's going to trigger you, manifest anything, right? What are you manifesting? What are you manifesting? It's going to catch you all day long, because no matter how many times you do my 3 seconds to manifest anything video without law of attraction, and you can do that all you want, but during the day you get caught up, the boss is being a jerk, or there's gossip going on, or you're worried about, you know, your money or relationships. You know, you can set this thing in advance, and it's going to have my audio. It's about 2 minutes long. So I talk to you. I talk to you different times. We call in angels. I wake you up in the morning. I have something at nighttime where you can go to bed and actually go into sleep and get answers and call in protectors. I know some of you have this stuff going on, very troubling dreams. We call in protectors and angels. We ask for answers. So I try and keep you on track, but it's all up to you. No more blame. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Please subscribe to my channel and post it everywhere. All right? I love it when you guys post it everywhere, because more people discover the channel, and if it resonates with them, then I can do some good things. Thank you, my friend. Sending you joy, abundance, health, wealth, and awakening. Namaste.